Good evening, friends. Let us continue with our session. Let us solve few more problems related to averages. Right? A mathematics teacher tabulated that a mark secured by 35 students of class 8. Okay? 35 students of class 8. The average of their marks was 72. Very good. If the mark secured by Rima was written as 36 instead of 86, find the correct average marks up to two decimal places. Right. So here we are, what is saying? There are 35 students. 35 students and earlier average was 72, right? And Rima 36, instead of 36 it was 86. That means it is 50 less. She has written wrongly 50 less. Find the correct average marks up to two decimal places. Okay, so it was 72, earlier 72, right? Now 50, 50, it should have been 50 higher, right? It should have been 50 higher. The difference is 50 only instead of 36, instead of 86 she has written 36, so that's why it is 50 less. Now if it is 50 more, 50 more by 35 people, 51 by 35 people, this average would be higher by this much, right? 50 by 35 equals, this is equals what? 10 by 7, 1.10 by 7, 10 by 7. Okay, we should already know these fractions. 1 by 7 is 0.14, like this. Okay, 10 by 7 is 1.43. Now earlier it was 72. 72 plus 1.43, 73.43. This is the new average. Okay, it is very simple, right? Unnecessarily, we should not complicate things. We should not unnecessarily complicate things. Right, 35 students, whatever is extra, 50 is extra, 50 extra by 35 people. Okay, people unnecessarily do it in much complex way. 35 students, what is the average? 35 into 72, they will do 35 into 72 minus 36, they will do plus 86, they will do this by 35. This is what they will do. 35 into 72 into 72 minus 36 plus 86 by 35. This is what they will do. 73.43. Okay, this is unnecessary calculation. You have to multiply 35 into 72. Then you have to divide it by 35, which is all very cumbersome. Right. 35 into 72 is how much? This is 2520, 2520. Basically, you can do 70 into 144. 70 into 144. That also you can do. 2520 minus 36 plus 86, that is minus 50, equals 25 minus 36, minus 36 plus 86 is plus 50. Right, 2570 by 35. If you do this, you will get 73.43. But this is all very cumbersome process, right? Doing all of this. Instead, what we had done very easy way. What is the easy way? 50 ones, 50, 50 more marks have to be added. 50 more marks by 35 students. 50 marks by 35 students. This is very easy calculation. 10 by 7 is 1.43. 1.43 is to be added to 72. That is 73.43. Correct? Now let's get to the next problem. Okay. The average of five consecutive odd numbers. What is the difference between highest and lowest numbers? Average of five consecutive odd numbers. Average of 5 consecutive. What is the average of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Average is 3. The average of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Average is 5. Right? Middle one is the average. 5 consecutive odd numbers is saying 61. That means 61 would be the middle one. 59, 61, 69. It doesn't matter, first of all. Average of 5 consecutive numbers is 61. What is the difference between highest and lowest numbers? First of all, why should we even worry about whether it's 61 or not? 5 consecutive odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Or even if you take any nine 3, 7, 9, 11, 13. 3, 7, sorry. 3, 7, 5, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 11 minus 3 is 8. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 1 is 8. So if there are 5 consecutive odd numbers, the last one and first one is always 8. Whether it is 81, 61, 81, 91, it doesn't matter. Average of 5 consecutive numbers. We should not get into calculating what are these 5 consecutive numbers, right? Even if you want to do that, then the numbers are what? 61, 59, 57, 63, 65. 65 minus 57. This is also 8, but you should not worry. You should not worry about this 61. You should not get into this kind of calculation. That will waste your time. Average of 5 consecutive numbers. Problem done. Done. Rest all you don't need to worry. Rest all you don't need to worry. What is the difference between highest and lowest? If it is 5 consecutive numbers, consecutive is important because it is consecutive, it is always 8. If it is 3 consecutive numbers, it is always 4. Right? If it is 4 consecutive numbers, it is always 6. If it is 5 consecutive numbers, it is always 8. If it is 6 consecutive numbers, it is always 10. Right? It is like this. Okay? This is also an easy problem. There is nothing average about this here. Okay? There is no need of worrying about average. Next. 30 pens and 75 pencils were purchased at 510. If the average price of a pencil was 2, find the average price of 10. Okay? 30 pens. Let's assume average price of pen is X, and pencil is Y, plus 75 into Y is total price, right? 30 into, for each pen it is X rupees, for each pencil it is Y rupees, is equal to 510. 510 is given, price of pencil is already 2. Price of pencil is already 2. That means 75 into 2. 75 into 2 plus 30x is equal to 510. This means 30x equal to 510 minus 150 is equal to 360. That means x equal to 60. This thing 0 gone is equal to 12. Right? 30 pence. Each pen is 12 rupees. 30 into 12 plus 75 into 2. That is equal to 510. Okay. This is an easy problem. What is the total cost? How we just need to know how to write this equation. 30 pence, what is the total cost? 75 pence, what is the total cost? It is already given. This is an easy problem. Next. The average of 20 numbers is 0. Of them, at most, how many may be greater than 0? Okay. Average of 20 is. So, if it is 20, then at most how many can be greater than 0? 1 can be greater than 0, right? 2 can be greater than 0. The question is so easy. At least you can at max have 19 greater than 0, right? All 19 ones plus 1 minus 19. 19 into 1 plus 1 minus 19. So total is 0 and average is 0. Average is 0. Right, average of 20 numbers is 0. If all 20 can be positive, no way, right? All 20 cannot be positive. If all 20 can be positive, there is no way the average will become 0. So 19 can become positive. 19 can become positive, whatever it is, 19 twos. Even if it is all average is twos, then the 20th one can become minus 38. If it is 3, minus 57, or whatever. Whatever these 19 ones, whatever is the average, it doesn't matter. One is sufficient for us to cancel out all those positive contributions to make it 0. So at least one should be negative. At least one should be negative. At least one number should be negative in this case. Should be negative. So that means 90 can be positive. 19 can be positive. That we are not worried. Okay. So 19 is the correct answer. This is also an easy problem. It is one of the previous questions. In fact, all of these are some previous questions in most of these exams, most of the important government exams, right? Now let's solve the next one. The average of six numbers is 3.95. The average of two of them is 3.4, while the average of other two is 3.85. There are six numbers. A, B, C, D, E, F. That's it. The average. The average of two of them, let's say two of them, is 3.4. Average of other two is 3.85. There are two more other numbers. What is the average of remaining two? What is the average of remaining two? And total average is 3.95. Okay. What does that mean? To average, what is the total of this? 2 into 3.4, right? Plus 2 into 3.85. Plus, let's say this average is x. Plus 2x is equal to 3.95. 2 into 3.4 is 6.8 plus 2 into 3.85 is 7.7, right? Plus 2x is equal to 3.95 into 6. Plus 2x equal to 3.95 into 6, right? Because this 3.95 is average of all 6. 3.95 is average of all 6. 3.95 into 6. 3.95 into 6, which is 3.95 into 6, 4 into 6, 23.7. Right, 2400 minus 30, 2770. Right, 395 into 6. Right, is equal to 6.8 plus 7.7. This is 14.5 plus 2x. 2x equal to 14.5 minus 23.7, which is equal to 9.2, right? 23.7, 14.5, yes, 9.2. X equal to 9.2 by 2 is 4.6. 4.6 is the correct answer. X equal to 4.6. So that's why 2x is equal to 9.2. So these people are giving 3.4, these two together 3.85. Obviously, these two together should be greater than 3.95. Why? Because both of them are less than 3.95. So at least these two people, the average should be greater than 3.95 to make it 3.95. To make it 3.95. Okay. So this is also an easy problem. Next another problem. 9 people went to a hotel. Now went to a hotel taking these meals. 8 of them spent 12. 12 each on their meals. And the ninth one spent into hotel for taking the meals. 8 of them spent 12. 8 of them spent 12 each on their meals. And the ninth one spent 8 more than the average expenditure of the all the 9. What is the total money spent by them? Very good. 8 of them spent 12. Okay. 8 of them spent 12 each. That means what is it? 8 of their expense. 8 into 12. 8 into 12 is what they have together spent. Okay. And what is this ninth guy done? Ninth guy spent 8 more than the average expenditure of all the 9. Let's assume average expenditure of all 9 people is equal to X. Okay. So all put together they have spent, total spent is 9X. Okay. What is this 9X? 9X equal to whatever 8 people that they have spent, 12 plus whatever is the ninth person that has spent. What did they spend? Ninth person. Ninth person spent 8 more than average expenditure of all that. Ninth person has spent 8 more than expenditure of all that. Average expenditure of all the 9. Average expenditure of all the 9 is X. Right, that we have already discussed. So ninth person is 8 plus X. And what about the remaining 8 people? Remaining 8 people is 12 each. So 8 into 12 plus 8 plus X. X is average of all 9. This is what ninth person has spent. This is ninth person spent. And this is all 8 people together spent. Then all of this is equal to 9X because X is average. Right. So simplifying this, 8 ones is 108 plus 8 plus X. This means 8X equal to 116. 116 by 8, which is equal to 14.5. What is the total money spent by them? Total money spent by them is X equal to 14.5. 8 was, sorry. So 8 was, this is what? Sorry, 8 was 96, right? 104. 104 by 8, which is what is X? X equal to 13, right? 13 into 104 by 13, which is 8, right? 8 13s are 104. Now, what is the total expense? 9 13s, right? Total expense. Average is 18. 9 13s is 117. Right? 130 minus 13 is 117. Right. So 117 is the total expenditure of all these people. What we have done, average expenditure, we assumed as X. Then it's only about writing this equation. 9X is equal to 9X is total spent. Total spent equal to whatever 8 people have spent together, 8 into 12, plus whatever ninth guy has spent. Ninth guy has spent is on an average what they have spent X, plus he has spent 8 more. So 8 plus X, 96 plus 8 plus X is equal to 9X. That means 9X minus X, which is 8X, is equal to 96 plus 8 is equal to 104, X equal to 3. Okay. So this is also an easy problem. Next one. The average age of A and B is 20. If C were to replace A, then average would be 19. C were to replace B, average would be 21. Very good. A plus B by 2 is equal to 20. If C were to replace A, what does that mean? B plus C by 2 is equal to 19. If C were to replace B, that means A plus C by 2 is equal to 21. Right? Now uh, let's add all of them. This plus this plus this. Okay. A plus B plus B plus C plus C plus A by all by 2 is equal to 20 plus 19 plus 21, which is equal to 60. Right? This means 2 into A is there twice, B is also there twice, C is also there twice. So 2 into A plus B plus C by 2 is equal to 60. That means A plus B plus C equal to 60. Is equal to 60. The sum of all ages. Now A plus B equal to what? A plus B equal to 40. A plus B equal to 40. From this equation, right? A plus B equal to 40. Right. Now A plus B plus C is equal to 60. A plus B equal to 40. That means C equal to 20. If C equal to 20, then B plus C is equal to 38. B plus C equal to 19 into 2 is 38. 38 means that means B equal to 18. 18 plus 20 is 38. Then A is what? A is 22 because A plus B is equal to 40. A is 22, B is 18, C is equal to 20. So A, B, C, what is this? A is 22, B is 18, C is 20. So this is also an easy problem. Next. 3 years ago, the average age of a family of 5 members was 17 years. With the birth of a new baby, the average age of 6 members remain the same even today. Find the age of the new baby. 3 years ago, the average age of the family is 5 years and 5 members is 17 years. 5 members was 17 years. Right? 3 years ago, that was. Now, with the birth of new baby, okay, 3 years ago, let's see. 3 years ago, whatever 3 years ago. This was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, what was the total age of 5 members? 5 into 17. Total age was 5 into 17, right? 85. Now, 3 years ago, right? Now it is, now there is one more baby. One more baby. One more baby. Now, after 3 years, this all these 5 people would have added 5 into 3, 15 more years, right? 15 more years to the total age. That means 85 plus 15. 85 plus, sorry, 85 plus 15, which is equal to 100. Okay, these 3 people, because they were 3 years, right? 5 people. 5 people in 3 years, they would have added 15 more years to the total. Earlier, the total was 85, and now the total is 85 plus 15, 100. 100. Now, but he is saying earlier the average was 17. Now also average is 17 with 6 people. What is 6 into 17? 6 into 17 is 102, right? 6 into 17 is 102, right? With the average age of 6 months remains the same. That means 6 into 7 is 102. These 5 people together have added 100. They have added 15 and made it 100. Now 6 people, they have to make it 102. That means baby is 2 years old. 2 years old. Because which is 102 minus 100. The total requirement is 102. 102 is for the 6 people because if they are on an average 17, that means 6 into 17 is 102, and that means baby is 2 years. Right? This is also an easy problem. Next one. The average age of a persons, group of persons, group of people, group of people going for picnic is 16 years. 20 new persons with an average of 15 years joined join the group on the spot, due to which their average age becomes 15.5 years. Find the number of persons initially going for picnic. We don't know number of persons initially. Initially, let's assume X people were going to picnic. And what was the average age of these people? 16. That means total age is 16x. Right. Now 20 new persons with an average age of 15 years. 20 into 15. This is the total age of this 20 people. On spot, due to which their average becomes 15.5. The average of whom? 16 plus 20. 16 plus 20 into 15.5 is equal to 16x plus 20 into 15. Right? Right? Because earlier 16x, the average is of group of people going for picnic 16 years is, and x are the number of people. If x people are going and each one is of 16 years age, then total age would be 16x. On an average, if the age is 16, that means total age is 16x. Now 20 more people have added with average of 15. That means 20 into 15. Now, now the total number of people, 16 plus 20. Right, 16 plus 20, the average has become 15.5. 16 plus 1, 36 into 15.5. This is the new age, right? 36 into 15.5 is equal to 16x plus 20 into 15. 20 into 15 is 300. 300 plus 16x plus 36 into 15.5, which is 558, is equal to 16x. 558 minus 300 is equal to 258. 258 by 16. 16 plus 20, 36 into 6 total average rate. Let's wait. 16 people, 20 new persons with an average of 15. 20 new persons with an average of 15. And earlier, how many people? The average of group of people is 16x. 16x plus 20 into 15 is equal to 16 plus 20, 36 into 15.8. Right? Sorry, we have wrote the equation. It is 16 plus 20. It should be x plus 20, right? Okay. Let initial number of people is x. Initial number of people is x actually. Okay. So x plus 20 total. This is the total number of people. The total number of people into average age has become 15.5 is equal to the first set of people. First set of people has got 16. 16x plus 300. So 15.5x 15.5 plus 20 into 15.5. 20 into 31 by 2, right? So this is equal to 310 equal to 16x. Okay. So which means 0.5x is equal to 310 minus 300. This means 0.5x equal to 10. This means x equal to 20. What is the 20? X means what? X. Let's initial number of people be x. That means x equal to 20. And the number of people initially going to public. It was x plus 20 into 15.5, not 16. We just got confused between years and number of people. Right? X plus 20 into 15.5 is equal to 16x plus 20 into 15. 16x is total age of these x people, earlier people, the first set of people that are going for the picnic, and the second set of people, which is 20 number of people. Wow, 15 years age, 16x plus 300. This is the total age. This total age is 15.5 into x plus 20, right? Good. Now let's get to the next problem. A batsman in his 12th innings makes a score of 65. 12th innings he makes a score of 65 and increases average by 2. Okay. What is his average after the 12th innings? He has never been not out. Okay. So his increase with 12, after 12 innings, let's say the average is 6x. Okay, that means after 11 innings it was x minus 2. Right? After 11 innings. After 11 innings his average was x minus 2. Right? So 11 innings, after 11 innings it was x minus 2. Now what is saying, this 12th innings, it has increased the score. He made a score of 65. What does that mean? After 11 innings, what is this total? 11 innings into x minus 2. Plus, then after 12th innings, then what is the 12th innings? Is 65. Plus 65 is equal to 12 innings, whatever are the average, 12 into x. Okay. 11x minus 22 plus 65 is equal to 12x. 12x minus 11x. 12x minus 11x is x is equal to 65 minus 22, which is equal to 43. What is x? X is average after 12 innings. This is what we had assumed, right? Average of 12 innings is x. So 11 into what, after 11 innings it would have been x minus 2, because this 12th innings has increased the average by 2 runs. So 11 into x minus 2 plus whatever he has scored in 12th innings, which is 65, is equal to 12 into x, because x is the average of the 12x. Right? Whatever he has scored in 11 innings plus 12th innings, whatever, that is equal to total number of total score that is scored in all the 12 innings. We just simplified this. 11x minus 22 plus 65 is equal to 12x. That means 12x minus 11x, which is x, is equal to 65 minus 22, which is 43. This is also an easy problem. Okay. These are all previous problems that have come up in the previous year questions, be it SBI, PO, IBPS, or SSC, RBI, RRB, whatever. All these questions are taken up from those previous year question papers only. A pupil's marks were wrongly entered as 83 instead of 63. Due to that, average marks of the got increased by half the number of people in the class. Okay, whatever may be the number of people. Let's say x be number of people in the class. Average increased by x by no, average increased by 0.5. Why? Because instead of 63, uh, 83 was entered. That means 20 extra marks were entered. Because of 20 extra marks, average has increased by zero point 0.2. Right? Average has increased by point 5. Sorry, average has increased by 0.5 because of 20 extra marks. Now, if the let's say, forget about even further calculation, if there were 20 people and if there are 20 extra marks were added, then everyone's average would have got increased by 1. Right? If there are 20 people, each person's average would have increased by each person's the average would have increased by 1 if there are 20 people. And if there are 40 people, the average would increase by zero point 0.5. Right? If there are 80 people, the average would increase by 0.25 only. Right? If average has increased by zero point 0.5 and there are 20 people and there are 20 extra marks, that means the number of people would be 20 by zero point 0.5, which is 40. Right? If there are 20 people, if there are 20 extra marks, if there are 20 extra marks, and the average increased by 1. Let's say average increased by 1. What does that mean? That means there are 20 people. there are 20 extra marks and the average increased by 2. That means there are 10 people, right? If the average increased by 2, that means there are 10 people, right? And if there are 20 extra marks and if the average increased by zero point 0.5, that means there should be 40 people, which 40 into zero point 0.5 is equal to 20. 10 into 2 equal to 20. 20 equal to 1 equal to 20, right? There are 20 extra marks. Then if there are 20 people, obviously each one's average will go up by 1. Cool. This is also an easy problem. Let's go to another problem. In the first 10 overs of a cricket game, the run rate was only 3.2. What does that mean? 10 overs into 3.2, they have scored 32 runs. Okay. What should be the run rate in the remaining 40 hours to reach a target of 282 runs? 32 was already done. That means 282 minus 32, 250 runs they have to score. And how many overs are there? By 40, this is 6.25. Right? 250 runs they have to score. And there are 40 overs left. That means what does that mean? Each over they have to score 6.25 runs. Simple, right? What should be the run rate in the remaining 40 hours? This is also a very easy problem. This is one of the previous year's questions only. So just need to be little careful, and if you put little concentration, if you are if you understand the problem, we can derive the solution immediately. In all of these questions, right? Understanding is the key. There's no other difficulty in these questions. Just if you just understand the problems, we'll be able to solve any of these questions. Right, guys. Cool. We'll take up more questions in the next video. Please go through this and let me know if you have any confusion. Then we'll clear those also. All the best, guys. Take care. Bye bye.